Good morning, Year 4, and welcome to Tuesday's reading lesson. So today we're going to be inferring, and by the end of the lesson, you should have been able to explain how you are going to answer an inference question, combine your knowledge and clues from the text, highlighting any key words, and answer using evidence from the text. Okay. So for your starter, can you describe Varjak in one detailed sentence? Think about all the things you can remember about him and choose some of the most interesting to put into a sentence. Okay, pause the screen and write it down. Right, this is one that I did. You might have got something similar or something completely different, but let's hope it was fairly detailed. So I put Varjakpur is a small Mesopotamian blue with amber-coloured eyes. He is different from his brothers and sisters and is always keen to listen intently to Elderpur. So remember, intently was one of those words that we talked about and learnt about yesterday. Right, so now it's your turn to reread Chapter 3 to yourself or a member of your household. So I'm just going to scroll down so that you can see it all on the screen. So once you've finished reading, or you might want to go back to yesterday's lesson, listen to me read it and read along with me. Once you've done that, there are some questions to answer, so some inference questions. So number 1, towards the beginning of the chapter, how does Father react to the Elderpur's opinion that the Contessa may be dead? Use evidence to support your answer. Number 2, how does this compare to the end of the chapter? Has Father's behaviour changed? Remember to use evidence. Number 3, how is the gentleman treating the cats? Give evidence to support your answer. Do you think the gentleman wants the cats to stay in the house? Once more, use evidence to support your answer. Okay, so spend some time just answering those 4 questions. Okay, so let's take a look at how you got on with these questions. So, towards the beginning of the chapter, how does Father react to the Elderpur's opinion? Go right back to the beginning when the Elderpur says that he believes the Contessa is dead. Wind a little bit further. There we go. Father says, yeah, she's probably gone somewhere. I'm sure she'll be back. So you should have written something like, he felt very relaxed, he wasn't worried, and you would have listed some of these sentences as quotes for your evidence. Okay, so I'm sure she'll be back. She's probably gone somewhere. He really isn't worried at all. But by the end, how has he changed? So towards the end of the chapter, this is where Father is getting quite angry and he is caring more. He's not necessarily mentioning the Contessa, but he believes things need to be changed and the Elderpur doesn't know what he's talking about. The council is over, he says. That's enough, blazed Father. So now he's not relaxed anymore. He's quite worked up. He's very angry and he's looking for a bit of an argument. You could also say the council spat Father is over down here to show that he's really changed from his relaxed point of view to being much more worked up. So number 3, how is the gentleman treating the cats? Give evidence to support your answer. So there were 2 things I found when I was looking. One of them was to do with the fact they thought he wanted to take them many years ago. Here we go. I remember he came to this house years ago before any of you were born. He and the Contessa had a terrible argument and he wanted to take us away, but she wouldn't let him. So it sounds like this person wants to take the cats somewhere else or to his home. But then also there's evidence to say that he's looking after them because he's feeding them. So where is that bit? Let's have a look. Somewhere. I'm sitting with a copy of the book in front of me, so I just have to look slightly at a different page to what you're reading. But why is he being so nice to us, said the elder. Fancy food, presents. It's too good to be true. Let's see if I can find that. Why is he being so nice to us? Can you find it before me? There's your challenge. There we go, down here. So why is he being so nice to us, said the elder poor? Fancy food, presents. So you might talk about the fact that you think he's giving them all these food to win them over because he wants them to be his pets. That's the sort of things we can infer from clues. So we have a little bit of evidence, but it's a lot more clues and thinking, this inference question. So do you think the gentleman wants the cats to stay in the house? Once more, use evidence to support your answer. So treating the cats, would be giving him the food. And then do you think the gentleman wants the cats to stay in the house? I'd go back to the place where it says he wanted to take them. So you could infer that he doesn't want them to stay. So I answered that question first, really, the other way around. Okey-doke. Right, then I thought let's do something a bit different with our questions today. So let's draw a bar graph to show the characters' emotions at this point. How worried are each of the cats about the current situation? So these are all the characters in this chapter: Father, Mother, Aunt Junie, Elder Paul, Varjak, Jay, Jeffro, Jerome. Hopefully I haven't missed anyone out, but if I have, there's a space there. Or you could put the gentleman, I suppose. And then I want you to draw a bar graph. So when you're thinking, a challenge, you could do the characters' emotions at the beginning and at the end of the chapter. I'm just going to take it as an overall emotion here with my modelling. So how worried are each of the cats about the current situation? I'm going to say that Father is middling, because I know he gets really angry, but at the beginning, he's not that worried about the whole situation. He just wants the elder Paul to stop going on about it. Okay, Aunt Junie doesn't seem too worried. I'm just going to pause here and let you fill in your graph. Who do you think is the most worried? And then we'll come on to this question here. Are Varjak and Elder Paul right to be concerned about the stranger or strangers? So I think I would have put Elder Paul as the most worried, and possibly Varjak right up there as well. Maybe a little bit lower. I don't think these boys are very worried. Quite similar. I think Aunt Junie's. Let's have a look for evidence of Aunt Junie. She says one thing at the beginning. What does she say? They're whispering to one another. Let's see if you can find the evidence that Aunt Junie says. Oh, she said, "This is absurd," said Aunt Junie. She licked her plump paws confidently. We're purebred Mesopotamian blues, the noblest of cats. Nothing bad can happen to us. So if she's saying that, our evidence is she's really not worried. So we'll put her quite low as well. And then I'd like you to find out about Mother. And then you can take a picture of your bar graph and send it into the account so we can see how different people have interpreted the character's emotions based on reading that chapter. Hopefully we should all have a similar chart. I think Mother is probably somewhere around here. I think she gets a bit worried later on in the book, but at the moment, she's not as high as those two. She says, it's silly to alarm the kittens like this, tutted mother. They're too young and impressionable to understand anything so serious. So she's probably worried, but she's probably trying to play it down a bit. So think where you will put her. Okay, right. And if you want a challenge, you can create your own inference questions for this chapter. Can you think of a different way of showing inference like we just did with the chart? Okay, thank you for listening, and we will see you tomorrow to apply the inference questions to the next chapter, chapter 4 we'll look at tomorrow. Thank you, bye-bye.